When you're raising a family of wheeler and dealers, there's no telling what you're going to come across. I've been buying cars and trading them. I've had like 60 something cars in my life since I was like 16. Guns, knives, all kinds of stuff. Well, I did some HVAC work here a while back, a few months ago for my uncle. And my payment, of course, wasn't money. We don't, can't deal like that. I got some unique items. This fishing pole right here, it is a metal rod fishing pole. I didn't even know they make metal rod fishing poles. It's like 4.5 foot long, really old. They got this old reel, South Bend, like old style cast. I don't know if I can get the reel working or not, but I'm like, I wonder what it would feel like to catch a fish on this rod right here. So I'm not gonna do anything too crazy or extreme. I just want to catch a fish on this rod and see what it feels like. It's really flimsy. I'm gonna try to get this reel going. I don't know. I don't ever use these old reels and don't know much about them. It may be some kind of like awesome antique one or something. I think I can get some line on it, and I'm just gonna take it to a place where I like to fish off the bank, and I just want to see what it feels like to pull a fish up with this. This wasn't the place I had originally picked out, but it is the same creek. I just had to kind of find a new spot. There was somebody in my spot already, or the spot I was wanting to go to, and I put some 10-pound line. I'm under a noisy bridge here, but I ended up putting 10-pound line on this reel, and this is a really old reel. I'm just gonna put some night crawler on it to start, a couple weights, and see if I can cast it out. Oh yeah, straight to the bottom. How do you cast this thing? I just couldn't get this thing to work. I couldn't cast it, and it started like hanging up and jerking on me. So it's getting changed out for a nice newer Zebco 33 model. I like these Zebco 33s, and I'm still gonna use it. It's got the 10-pound line. All right, it's the next day. I can't leave just catching one fish off this pole that I caught last night. I'm gonna fish this little swimtail that Eric sent me, Storm swimtail, and try these things out. And this pond, maybe another pond. Oh, can't catch this thing now, can you? Oh, now this reel won't cast. Oh yeah, there's a fish. Oh yes. You can't even feel it tug on this pole though. It feels so weird. That's a red breast. And my reel is still junk. Still can barely cast. I don't know what, I'm using lightweight though, so. But I like this lure. The action in there looks really cool. Dang. Well, that didn't go good. I was pulling back into this little side road, and hit a log. I guess I just hit it just right and just bam, hit that, just smashed it. At least it didn't break my window, I don't think. Goodness, that was unexpected. I got one, and my line didn't even cast. It didn't even cast out there, like messed up. All right, let's see what he. Hold on, buddy. Ouch! Well, this little bass really took that minnow. He took the whole thing. All right, I'm about done with this pole. I gotta give it up. Oh, there's another one. Easy. Man. All right. That little minnow thing's working good. All right, 2 little bass off the little minnow, and I'm only casting out like 10 feet because my reel's acting up. All right, throw him back. I tore up my minnow a little bit. We'll see if it'll still swim. Maybe get. Oh, there's another one. I barely know they're on there. Hey, come on, come on. Well, they're liking that minnow. Little storm swim bait. We have no problems hitting that. All right, I've gotten a little bit modernized, newer rod and reel, a lot more sensitive. I'm gonna go with the same, or a different swim bait, but the same brand. Look at this big old turtle. Cruising around, just floating through the water, looks like. Yep. Felt it, little tug, let him take it, and I set the hook at the time. Before I was getting little bites on this and like fish like this, and never could get never knew they were there until it was too late. And this little minnow does a pretty good job. It swims pretty good. When the fish hit it, they kind of pull it off, but it's easy to put back on. Man, these fish are eating it right up. Yep. What we got? What is this? A red breast. I don't remember if I've caught a red breast out of this pond before. It's a pretty good red breast though. Oh yeah, came up and hammered it. Well, these swim baits have really got those bass hitting, and they get knocked apart like this. Watch, I'm gonna put it back together. So they pop right back in. Oh, there he is. Something's tapping at it. There he is. Had to let him take it. I felt him taking off with it a little bit. Kind of let him take it. That was the first bluegill that I've got on here because the hooks are a little bit bigger. Haven't been really ideal for bluegill. Probably more like crappie or obviously bass. But they do have a little bit smaller size hooks. I'm using the medium size one, it's a 1/16 ounce jig head, and not sure what size hook that is. It's big enough for a bluegill, but not the easiest thing. All right, so I'm gonna put one of these on there. I was just kind of looking at how to do it. And it looks a little tricky, but it's not. I start with the hook, and I put it up, and there's a little slot in the bottom, and there's a little slot in the back for the hook to stick out through. So stick the hook out through there, spin it back around, then kind of open up this little slot that's in the middle, and we're gonna stick the eye through it and poke it out right there, and just kind of get that latched on. And there it is, ready to go. So really it's like a shell. It's like a skin, just kind of goes over the little weight. It's ready to go. Oh, there we go. I think that's a bluegill. So that's my second bluegill I've hooked. So yeah, it'll hook a bluegill. There we go. These little bluegills are strong. All right, well there's one that I got landed. That's a good one there. But I've probably had a dozen decent bluegill hit at it and either just not come off or just kind of bite at it, and that's it. All right, well there's one that I actually landed, but he's got a pretty good mouth. He actually took the whole thing, but most of them, probably, I've landed 3 and I've had at least a dozen hit and not get hooked. There's one, finally. Oh, that's a good bass. That's the only thing I've got out of here. I've had probably 20 hits from fish, and they just haven't been able to get it in their mouth. There's a bunch of aggressive little fish in here. But if you're wanting to catch bass, this thing, man, it really does good. At least this time I'm using it anyways. Come on, I just want to take it easy on this guy. That's a strong bass, a lot healthier than or a lot fatter than the ones in that other pond. This is just a little beaver pond kind of below that pond. And he came over here and nailed it. The bass though, when they hit it, they've been hitting it. It's a good one there, or a good stout little bass. But as far as the little fish, they're just really not gonna be able to get that. So if I'm gonna use it in a creek, I'm probably not gonna use it that much because I wanna be able to catch the little, you know, bluegill and stuff. So I would definitely use these Storm swim baits. It comes with 3 different jig heads and several different bodies. Real easy to use. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't use them if I was targeting like panfish or something, but if I was in a creek or a little pond or anywhere and I was targeting bass, especially in clear water, I think they work really good, and they definitely did today. As far as this metal fishing rod here, this, I think it was, they said, made of steel. I wouldn't go out and buy one this week. So from what I found out, they made these, started making them in 1912, and I guess they made them up to like the 50s and 60s. And it sounds like a terrible idea, this big old heavy thing trying to fish with, but if you only had, you know, inferior, you know, materials and things that were going to dry out, fishing rods, I guess a metal one would be good. Something, you know, it's not going to break, it's going to hold up. Thank goodness we've come a long way. We have some really nice fishing rods now that you can get. There's all kinds of them out there. People keep making more and more things, and it makes fishing so much easier, such more sensitive, you know, better fishing line. I was throwing these little the little Storm swim baits on 6-pound mono, and I would recommend probably 6 or 4 pound if you're going to use them. Well, thanks for watching. I like trying out stuff, even if it goes well, it doesn't go well, just kind of experimenting and learning a little bit about fishing history.